We say we want peace, but when it comes, we can't breathe. We look for something to fix, something to break, because stillness feels wrong. It feels like the air before a storm, too calm, too quiet, too heavy to trust. When the noise fades, so does the self. And maybe that's the truth we spend our lives avoiding. That peace doesn't feel like living. It feels like dying. Chapter 1. The silence after the storm. There's a silence that follows every battle, the moment when the dust hangs in the air and the adrenaline begins to fade. That silence should feel like relief, but it doesn't. It feels like absence. For so long, our pain has been proof that we're still in motion. The noise was identity, the struggle was purpose, and when it ends, what's left? We confuse peace with emptiness because we don't know who we are without something to fight. Our inner wars built us. The constant repair, the next pursuit, the next distraction. We built an entire sense of self around noise. Peace removes it all. And what's revealed beneath isn't serenity. It's a mirror too honest to look into. It's strange how the quiet can feel violent. The absence of tension exposes the truth beneath everything we've built. The goals, the ambitions, the relationships, all of them served as camouflage for one unbearable fact, that we never knew how to be without needing something to become. The human soul doesn't rest easily. It clings to friction, to problems, to the hum of existence that says, I'm still here. But peace doesn't need you. It just is. And that's the part that feels like death, when the world no longer requires your struggle to keep spinning. Chapter 2. The architecture of noise. Our entire inner world is built like a city designed to distract us. Every thought, every plan, every memory is a sound meant to fill the void between heartbeats. We build towers of meaning from motion, plans for the future, regrets from the past, all designed to protect us from the terrifying silence of the present. We live surrounded by the static of ourselves, notifications, ambitions, endless comparisons, and when the noise stops, it's not peace that arrives, it's exposure. Peace strips away the scaffolding of identity. No more applause, no more struggle to justify our place in the story. Just existence, bare, unfiltered, unearned. The city collapses. The lights go out, and you can hear the sound of your own breathing echo through the ruins. We mistake that sound for loneliness, but it's really awareness. Every addiction to noise is an attempt to drown it out. We stay busy to avoid the moment we might have to meet ourselves, the unadorned, silent version that doesn't perform. That's why peace feels like dying, because it's the death of performance, the death of movement, the death of everything you thought made you real. But there's a cruel kind of wisdom there, to realize that what dies in peace is not you. It's the mask you built from motion. And yet, when that mask begins to dissolve, the face beneath it feels unbearable to see. Chapter 3. The Death of Becoming. We've been trained to think that being alive means being in progress, always reaching, always striving, always transforming into something else. Our language worships motion, becoming, improving, hustling, evolving, as if existing as you are could never be enough. But peace, true peace, asks the opposite. It asks you to stop moving, to stop building, to simply be. And that's why most people never find it. Because being is harder than becoming. There's nothing to chase, nowhere to hide. Just the raw awareness of what you are without the story. When we finally reach the place we've been chasing, the dream job, the perfect body, the love we wanted, a strange grief appears. Because there's no longer anything to run toward. And we realize the chase was the meaning all along. The high of becoming was never about the goal. It was about not having to sit in the stillness of being. When you finally stop, really stop, you discover how empty the self can feel when it's not performing. It's not death in the physical sense, but an ego death, the quiet extinction of the identity that only knew how to strive. And so peace becomes unbearable, because it's not the reward for the struggle. It's what exists when the struggle no longer defines you. It's not an arrival. It's the absence of the need to arrive, and that absence feels like falling through space without gravity. The truth is, most people would rather live in the storm than after it. At least the storm has meaning. At least it makes you feel alive. Chapter 4. The mirror without motion. There's a mirror that waits for all of us. The one that doesn't reflect who we want to be, only what's left when everything else has fallen away. It's not made of glass. It's made of silence. When you finally stop running, you face it. And in its reflection, you see something unnervingly still. No ambition, no identity, no performance, just consciousness. Naked, unadorned, indifferent. It's not beautiful. It's not tragic. It simply is. And in that moment, you realize what peace really is. The truth that everything you thought you were is temporary. Peace doesn't arrive as comfort. It arrives as exposure. It strips away the illusion that meaning comes from noise. It shows you that existence continues whether or not you move, whether or not you achieve, whether or not you survive the story you've told yourself. And that realization breaks something open inside you, a mourning for the self you used to be, and a strange gratitude for the silence that remains. You begin to see that peace is not death. It only feels like it, because it demands the death of everything that isn't real. To live in peace is to live without armor, to exist without needing to prove you exist. It's not happiness, it's clarity. And clarity is rarely gentle. So you sit there, in the stillness, in the emptiness, in the strange calm that feels like both an ending and a beginning. You breathe, you listen, you let the noise of becoming fade. And for the first time, you understand that maybe life isn't about the storm at all, but about what remains after it. We say we want peace, but when silence finally comes, we hear the echo of our own absence. Maybe peace isn't the end of life. Maybe it's the end of noise, and maybe that's the same thing.